On today's episode of Let's Talk Drones, we are discussing whether or not the hobby, profession, career path of being a drone pilot is dead. And I'm talking about this in light of a recent proposal announced by the FCC, that is the Federal Communications Commission of the United States of America, to retroactively ban drones utilizing military-grade technology. And specifically, those categories boil down to LiDAR for obstacle avoidance, thermal imaging sensors, and swarm capabilities. We're going to talk a little bit about that proposal, what it means for you, what it means for the future of the industry, and this path for enjoyment as well as monetary gain. So let's jump right into it. Let's talk drones. What's up? It's Chris, the Drone Geek. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Drones. And apologies, this one's going to be a little bit heavier than videos of the past because recently the FCC proposed a retroactive ban on all foreign-made drones that utilize LiDAR for obstacle avoidance, thermal imaging sensors, that means any type of thermal camera, and swarming capabilities. Now, for this particular audience, those of you that watch my videos at least somewhat regularly, two of those categories, the thermal and the swarming, aren't going to be quite as prominent for you. That's not to say that none of you out there will be impacted by that, but I would say the vast majority of us will likely be impacted mostly by that LiDAR for obstacle avoidance, and here's why. If we rewind back to December of 2025, not only did we encounter that complete blindside by the FCC, where they expanded that addition of DJI and Autel to the FCC's covered list, they added all foreign-made drones and drone components, critical drone components. And, that was overreach enough. And that really infuriated me the day that I found that out. That they went ahead. We were all sort of adjusting for the fact that, hey, DJI is going to be really hard to come by after a certain point in their production cycle. Now, all of a sudden, we're making all foreign-made drones completely inaccessible unless they've been already previously approved by the FCC. We knew that the darkest days in the drone industry were yet to come, but we still had hope. We still had a silver lining there that maybe, just maybe, we could stretch the technology we had access to in that current moment to at least get to a point where new leadership comes into the FCC with the change of an administration, and potentially we get access to at least some of that technology once again. But one of the things that happened right around that time that not a lot of people were paying attention to, in fact, I think it happened about a month or two ahead of that, is the FCC gave itself the ability to essentially revoke already approved licenses for products that were approved by the FCC. So essentially, they voted unanimously to give themselves power to retroactively revoke licenses that they had already approved. Now, if that's not a sign of incompetence, I don't know what is that you're so unsure of yourself and your ability to make critical decisions that you give yourself the power to go, never mind. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I called that out, and I wasn't the only one. There were a lot of people out there that were talking about this. Vic from DSPA, a lot of other content creators as well, just keyed in on that. Hey, this is a problem, and it's going to probably end up being a problem in the future as it relates to drones especially. And I'm not going to say that we were waved off, we were flagged off. A lot of you out there listened, but I think we were too busy focusing on the outrage of, oh my God, they're going to ban DJI, and we weren't focused enough on the bigger picture of what was going on. So they snuck this little vote in there, gave themselves that authority, and then expanded their authority in the decision-making process to add DJI and Autel to the covered list, and basically said, nope, if it's not made in the USA, you're not going to have access to it once it's gotten to a certain point. And that point is whether or not it's already been approved for FCC use prior to that decision being made. So keeping all of that information in mind, as well as remembering again that the FCC is proposing a retroactive ban for drones that utilize LiDAR for obstacle avoidance, specifically what we're looking at today. Let's take a look at some of the drones that just barely made it under the cut for FCC approval before that ban was put into place. These drones that barely made it under the wire include the DJI Air 3S, the Mavic 4 Pro, the Mini 5 Pro, the Avata 360, the Neo 2, and I'm going to add an honorable mention here in the Mavic 3 Enterprise Thermal Edition, but they've been around for a while, and that's why it's on the honorable mention side and not the main category, as well as the difference for why they would be retroactively banned. And I've already sort of given it away. These drones, the ones in the main category list, not the Mavic 3 Enterprise Thermal, utilize LiDAR for obstacle avoidance. And that means that you could potentially lose access to these already approved drones by the FCC in the very, very near future. For those of you that utilize the Mavic 3 Enterprise Thermal, obviously, the name is the name. It's a thermal drone, and it would also be retroactively banned under that premise. That's right. That means if the FCC gives itself its own way, which, yeah, that's exactly how you have to say it, because that's exactly what it would be. That would mean that we would lose complete access to all of these models effective immediately, or whenever they would state that would go into effect. That's for any reason at all. That's for first-time purchase. That's for repurchase. That's for repair replacement. That's for any type of acquisition or transaction that would include these drones. They would no longer be available to you as a citizen of the United States that is interested in flying UAVs. So that means things have to go one of two ways for us to be saved from this terrible process of decision making. That is, A, the proposal doesn't go through, which I think is unlikely just based upon the patterns and habits that we've seen from the FCC and its involvement in this side of the industry. I wouldn't really bank on this, but there is a chance, and as long as we have daylight and there's a potential for this proposal to not become a law or a rule, then we have to maintain that hope that somebody along the line is going to go, whoa, this makes zero sense. Again, looking at who we have in charge at the FCC and in this administration, I don't know how likely that's going to be, but it is out there, and it is a potentiality. What I think is the more likely scenario, unfortunately, is that this is probably going to go through. This proposal is going to get submitted, and it is going to be made a rule or a law, and then we are going to have to wait and hope, it's not a guarantee, we're going to have to wait and hope that a change of administration and a change of leadership with the FCC would yield some sort of rationale that would look at this and go, hey, this made no sense. We're going to lift this and retroactively ban the ban and give these folks access to this technology once again. Either that, or we have to hope that an American company can somehow pull something out of where the sun don't shine and make something that's at least close to equivalent in both price and performance to these systems. Woo! That gives me heartburn to think about. And that's no hate on the American drone manufacturing side of the industry. I would love to have an American company come along and offer me something that's the equivalent of the Air 3S or the Mavic 4 for around the same price. And look, I know we're not playing on equal playing fields that way, but it's closer than it had been over the last 60 or 70 years. This rhetoric that the Chinese utilize slave labor exclusively and pay their people pennies on the dollar is quite frankly not as accurate as it used to be. In fact, more Chinese workers in factory settings are making closer and closer to what American factory workers make than ever before. And if they continue at the rate they're continuing, eventually they're going to make more than our factory workers. So I don't want to hear too much of that excuse-wise. There are some other factors that play into that, so I'm not going to pretend like it's just that simple. But frankly, I'm going to say this. You don't have to necessarily match the price, but you gotta at least make it close. But anyway, yeah, there's no hate on American manufacturing. I'd love to see it. I would love to see GoPro go, hey, you know what? We've got a little steam with that Mission 1 Pro thing. Let's go ahead and take a shot at that Karma drone again and have them fix all of the problems that we experienced with that Karma that made it so easy for the Phantom to leapfrog it and become sort of the drone of choice for content creators. I would love to see GoPro come back into the game, or some manufacturer out there step up to the plate and go, hey, we're going to make a camera drone, and it's going to be equivalent to what you get with the Air or the Mavic or the Mini series, whatever the case may be, and the price tag is going to be somewhat close in a reasonable range at the very least. But I've been at this for almost 10 years, and I'm telling you right now, That doesn't exist now, and I don't foresee it existing anytime soon. So don't get real excited about that outcome either. I think the most likely is we're going to have to probably weather this storm. That's just based upon all, again, the patterns and habits I've seen with leadership in this administration and the three-letter agencies that were appointed leaders by the administration. I think we're going to have to just take this one on the chin at some point. Hopefully I'm wrong, and just weather the storm and hope that a change in regime will lead to some more favorable outcomes for the industry as a whole. And the question that might be on the front of your mind right now is, what can I do to help stop this proposal from becoming law? The best thing you can do right now is participate in the FCC's open comment period. Go to the link down below in the description of this video and submit your comment respectfully and responsibly. I know how infuriating and emotional this can be for some of us, especially those of us, myself included, that have invested thousands and thousands of our dollars into making this a career for ourselves. But we have to continue to operate on a higher level. We need to operate at a level of respect and maturity that we really want to reflect who we are as a group. So when you do take the time to comment, please do so very respectfully, professionally, and responsibly. On top of that, I would also recommend that you reach out to your elected officials. Now, this is something that's being done within the FCC. It's kind of its own thing, but pressure from politicians that you've elected can help to change those outcomes. So I highly recommend, under that same level of maturity, respectfulness, and responsibility, that you reach out to your elected officials in your state, in your county, in your region, in your town, and let them know the adverse effects of this FCC proposal. If you make it clear to them, again, in a very respectful and mature way, that your vote for them in their re-election campaign is contingent upon them seeking out your best interests, including those as a UAV pilot, there may be motivation there, if there's enough of us, for them to step up to the plate and go, whoa, this is not good for my constituents, and we need to make sure that we're doing this responsibly and with enough rationale to understand that there needs to be some middle ground found here as we continue forward on this American drone dominance trajectory that we're on. Now that we've talked about all of that, is flying drones a dead-end career path, hobby, and profession? I say no. Not yet. Not yet. I'm not willing to give up yet. Here's why. Number one, while a passing of this proposal would be catastrophic, it would not impact the drones we have already purchased, as far as we know. Your effective technology lifespan will decrease, but proper care and maintenance of your DJI systems should allow you to retain and use them for around the next 3 to 5 years, depending upon when you purchase them and how hard you use them, without issue, barring something doubly catastrophic that happens to you uniquely or something unexpected in terms of rulemaking or firmware from the manufacturer. Number two, there is a chance, however slight, that this does not pass into law. Right now, it is only a proposal, and while I think we've made mistakes as a community in the past in being too passive and complacent about these proposals and not taking them seriously enough, we are not yet to a point where this is imminent or impending. It still needs to be vetted and voted upon, and while we still have daylight, again, I think we should acknowledge that daylight and remember that this is just a proposal, and that if we speak out loudly enough against it, they may rescind it and decide to go back to the drawing board. That's not necessarily a good thing, but it would be a good thing for now at least. And number three, until the government passes a law that essentially bans all consumer drone systems, there will always be avenues through which people can fly. Recently, I myself have shifted my focus away from photography and videography drones like those made by DJI to FPV drones I build myself. Now, that's not to say I don't fly my DJIs anymore. I fly them plenty, but I've just stopped focusing so much on those systems and only use them when I absolutely need to. Instead, I've shifted over to FPV, and while these components and systems are facing their own issues regarding government overreach, I find that I have more freedom on this side of the craft and can still somewhat easily and cheaply get my hands on components to build my own systems. I'm aware that this is not an avenue that many of us want to or have the bandwidth to take, but for those of us that can, there's still hope that you can continue to fly freely as much as you possibly can for the foreseeable future. So there you have it. Right now, the best thing you can do is reach out to the FCC and your elected representatives, again, respectfully, responsibly, and maturely, to let them know that this proposal is absolutely, unequivocally the wrong thing to do. I've got instructions down below how to participate in the FCC's comment period. It'll give you a somewhat step-by-step process for how to submit your comment. I'd like to thank the folks over at DSPA, including Vic and Kenji, for putting that together and making it very, very easy to understand those steps. I did not put them together myself. I'm just copy and pasting them to give this as much or as many legs as possible. That's the first way. The second way, again, is to figure out who your elected officials are if you don't already know. Find out how to reach out to them and make your voice heard. And again, do that respectfully, responsibly, and maturely, and let them know that this proposal should not pass and that you would like them to put pressure on Brendan Carr and the FCC to rescind the proposal and not revisit the topic. Leave it be as it is. What do you think of this video? Do you think that the end of drones is nigh? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm probably going to disagree with you if you do, but I still want to hear your perspective. If you liked this video and you love drone content shot by drones, about drones, and for drone pilots, my friend, this is the channel for you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and while you're at it, hit the bell icon too. You'll get a notification every time I post a new video, and hit that thumbs up icon too. It helps get this video out into the algorithm to more viewers like yourself. Until next time, I'm Chris the Drone Geek, and I'm out of here. See ya.
Yo, what you say? Steady screaming, YOLO, rockin'.